and you and Oprah aren't big boned. You're not Oprah, I'm sorry. Whoopi.
Whoopi, yeah.
You and Whoopi are not big boned. Nothing has more value to me than my time. Dude, I'm literally going after people one by one.
Yeah.
One by one. That's not something I want to change. I will always do that. I will bully a bully, and I am great at it. People pay attention to my page sometimes just for that purpose. Just because they'll see a comment, they're like,
entertainment.
"Ooh, I'm gonna get some popcorn. This is gonna be good. Troy ain't gonna let that go." What the fuck is wrong with somebody to set somebody on fire? Dude?
I don't know.
But Daniel Penny was a bad dude for taking on someone like that that wanted to hurt other people in the subway. It's no different than them telling us the border isn't open as you literally watch them cross the border. Dude, do you know how I have so much respect for that?
Yeah.
Because that never happens. Especially politicians don't want to admit anything because they're afraid of how the other side is going to use it against them. And they may. That's what we want. We just want the honesty. Just be forthcoming. None of us are perfect. We don't expect you to be perfect.
Yeah.
But stop the fucking lying to us over and over and over again. And Republicans and Democrats came together in a bipartisan fashion to be shitheads and spend a shit ton of money. Went from a 1,500 page bill that nobody was going to get to read.
No.
1,500 pages to 150. The bill that got passed was 150 pages, dude. And I'm all right selling it.
Yeah.
But we should sell it
for a profit.
Yeah. We shouldn't be giving another country money to buy it off of us. So that's all positive, all good stuff. But the fact that people are already attacking Trump over the economy when he's not even fucking president yet, shut the fuck up. Doesn't end well unless it ends. Can't just report the fucking obvious.
I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come
just the motherfucking jump. Just go. Let's fucking go. This is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I am your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy. The other fucking guy's Chase.
Hello, man. How you doing? Merry Christmas, by the way.
Merry Christmas to you. Like, it's kind of crazy. And people think that we're probably crazy. Like, why would you do this? Why wouldn't you take the time off? People don't listen to you anyways. And I'm glad it worked out for you. Christmas Eve day, because
we celebrate Christmas Eve,
Yeah, you celebrate Christmas Eve. A lot of people do. I always did. My family growing up. And what was the bank open yesterday?
Yeah, we were open until 1 o'clock.
Till 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
something like that. And it just, it just wasn't enough time for me to do it or you to do it. And, it's Christmas Day.
Yeah.
It's just Dawn and I. It's relaxed. You already did your family shit, right?
Yeah.
Family shit. And thank you for the tamales.
I got you, man.
Thank
I hope
Mom
you like
for
them.
me. I can't wait.
Yeah, I remember the first batch. I told her that you really liked them.
Fuck yeah, I did.
And she was like, "Oh, we'll get them some more this time around." Then.
Yeah. She knows I take care of you. They'd be good, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just I want Mom to know that
She definitely knows
that her son's in good hands. Over that we're gonna do something here. 5 years, 7 years. Chris Williamson, I heard him talking. And just the growth that Chris Williamson has had in his podcast in the last year has been unbelievable. Just tremendous. And I really like the work that he's doing. I like who he interviews. I like how he interviews. And he's a smart guy. Like you can
the
tell.
Way he talks.
Yeah, you can tell when somebody is smart, even if they're just the ones that are mostly just asking questions.
Yeah.
But he does contribute. Just a really good guy. But just what it takes, to do this. And look, this is a good analogy that I should make. because it's about life. It's about what I see going on. And so I see somebody like whatever, not Travis Kelce, his brother, the other Kelce.
Yeah.
His wife, I guess, just started a podcast.
Yeah. They're all starting podcasts around, yeah.
But dude, she's already got a huge following, like enormous. Now, I get it about Travis and his brother, right? I get it that Travis and Jason, have a bigger, both played in the NFL. Both
successfully,
not just played, had, because lots of guys play, and what's the average lifespan of a guy as far as their career in the NFL? It's like 3 or 4 years.
If you're avoiding like injuries and all that fun stuff.
It's 3 or 4 years. Most guys are not having 10, 12, 14-year careers. That's the elite ones that can hang around that long.
Because they're able to avoid the injuries,
or they're just that good.
Yeah.
That somebody younger just doesn't
playing.
take their position. But and I don't know what her Instagram is like or anything like that. How many does she have on there?
She's at 198,000.
198,000 out of the box. And I'm not trying to pick on her, okay? Because I don't hate on people being successful, right? I'm not doing that here.
Yeah.
But dude, I don't know what she's done as far as successfully, like as a career or anything else. What has she ever done besides marry a famous NFL player?
I have no idea.
And dude, I'm over here struggling, working hard, and I could have an attitude like, it's just not fair. Dude, you know how much that would help me?
It would not.
None. And these people that are constantly bitching now about billionaires, about Elon Musk. I mean, maybe there were people that didn't like Elon Musk before.
Yeah.
But the hatred has 100 times now.
It's crazy. Have you been seeing that people are saying that Elon Musk is the person running the country, not actually Trump?
That kind of stuff. just anything. They just hate on him. Well, they're trying to diminish his accomplishments with his businesses because, well, he wasn't the engineer. He didn't create. Okay, so these other smart people that created a battery or some type of code that they use in a Tesla now or whatever it is.
Yeah.
If they're so smart, why didn't they turn that idea into $1 billion? Or I don't know. I haven't studied Elon Musk in this kind of way that I don't know how wealthy his family was. Was his family wealthy? People are acting like, well, he's a rich kid. I don't know. Maybe he did. But you know what? A lot of people come from wealthy families that don't do fucking shit.
Correct.
There are certain advantages. I'll grant that there are.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like, yes, he does come from a wealthy family. His mother was a model. And his father was an engineer and real estate developer.
All right, but did they hand him $1 million when he turned 18? You know what I'm getting at? Like,
yeah.
He got benefit how? Like by education because of the money? Okay. Lots of people do. It's okay, but it's just this insane hatred right now. And this gap between the haves and have-nots, especially those at the very, very top, unless you're going to steal their money, there is no way of putting that. You cannot change it. It is not changeable. It just isn't. I could think over and over. There's just nothing you
can really
you can do about it. And again, remember, I like to frequently give that analogy of starting with doubling a penny.
Yeah.
And the first 10 times you double it, you're still not at a big number. But then when you start doubling it at the end, all of a sudden you're at 1 million. Well, when you're at 1 billion, 100 billion, and you start
that number gets much, much bigger.
Exactly. The number's bigger, but on a percentage basis,
you're just still multiplying it. But
it's still the same percentage.
Yeah.
So you got to look at it more like a percentage.
Yeah.
And that's just how I do it. But it's not going to do anybody any good. And here's the other thing. Hate always comes from below. It comes from below. No, I'm not saying that there aren't little feuds between billionaires here and there and that kind of stuff.
Things.
But that's some whatever personal shit or something like that's not. I believe that they still respect each other as far as business.
No, they have to
goes. You know, like that. That's
because they both built a business off of what.
Because you had you had Zuckerberg and
Bill.
and was it Bill or Zuckerberg and Elon Musk? Who was going to do the
Oh,
MMA
you're right.
fight?
Yes, you're right. Yes, yes,
and that kind of stuff. And I think Bezos and Musk have butted heads.
Yeah.
Too,
oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's not a hate in the same way I'm talking about people hating somebody because they're successful or things that they do.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm getting at. I could be like, what has this chick ever done besides spread her legs and marry a football player, an NFL player?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what her background is that I think that people are listening to her mostly because of her husband. And then, you're going to listen to people mostly that share your views.
Yeah.
Now, I try to listen to shit that's not always my views, surprisingly enough.
To get some a different perspective on something or anything.
Absolutely. Yeah. I will read shit that I don't want to read in the New Yorker or the Atlantic or other places. And I'm just blown away right now. I'm literally just blown away at the things that adults are writing and saying and just completely unhinged.
Yeah.
But we're the ones that are unhinged. But they're like, and still with the same shit about the cult, and you could go on and on and on. But I do want people to take something from what I'm trying to get at, and I'm all over the place here, but that what I'm doing here, and there's nothing anybody can say, because I will use that when somebody tries to be stupid with me in groups or different things. It'll be like, dude, you have 3 followers. Okay. Yeah. Nobody cares. And you could say shit about my YouTube and how many, and that's true. It's true. We are where we are. We do what we do. We have done something, and I'm very proud of it, that most people don't do.
What is that?
Right? We got to the bottom of the 1% of podcasters.
Oh, yeah. And we got there quick, too. We're this
pretty
is episode
quick.
61, by the way.
Pretty quick. Of full episodes? That's what I was trying to figure out. Was it? And, some people by episode 50, and some people are successful and might have 100,000 or more subscribers too. I'm just not looking at that. And I told you when we started that I wouldn't.
Yeah.
And that I wasn't going to quit if we didn't have numbers at a certain area, because I don't have that advantage. I don't have the advantage of transferring an Instagram following here. I don't have the advantage of using, popularity of being in a sport or anything like that. I'm literally that motherfucker that should fail, that just won't quit and will just keep grinding.
Oh yeah.
And I could be totally wrong. I could keep grinding and it'll never, ever happen. I'd be shocked.
I'd be shocked too. I'd be shocked too. I'll be honest with you. I remember when we first started, you said 3 years. I think it'll be, I think it'll
3
be a little
years,
bit shorter
3
than
to
that.
5 years even. Because I just look at what other, like I mentioned, Chris Williamson.
Yeah.
He was successful at what he did.
Mm-hmm.
He had a career as doing like events and stuff for
like event planning,
like club
Gotcha,
stuff. Like he was a
gotcha.
club promoter, like a club promoter.
Gotcha,
He was a
gotcha,
club
gotcha.
promoter. And it's not like he could use that to become what he is now in a way of it transferring in the number of people.
Like an equal
Does that make sense?
an equal number from one to another. Yeah.
Yeah. And for me, like my Instagram got fucked up with bots. And so I had 15,000, but I don't know if it was bots or fake accounts or whatever fucked me up, but I just wasn't getting response. And so I closed it a year ago and then waited a month or so and started a brand new one.
Yeah.
And it's barely better than my ex account. Like I can't believe how slow it is at getting people, but it is.
On there. Yeah.
And so the main areas, and then X, I get up to 133 and I was down to 130. I think I'm at 131 today, but it's just so funny that I look at it and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like I'm posting some good stuff. And two people like do you actually did these people that deleted me go through their list or they just saw a post like, you don't like me now? Like, I don't know.
Actually, yeah, that's interesting to think. Yeah.
It was just, it's not that I care. I'm just curious.
Yeah, that's the reason why. If they were just like cleaning out accounts and like actually, okay, that's
because it takes a lot for me to delete someone, and I will.
Yeah.
Because I have a couple people on my Facebook, right, and they only seem to come around once a year, and then want to be dickheads once a year or something.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was just in a mood the other day and I had zero tolerance for it.
You're like,
and then the one dude, I'm like, no, and I didn't delete him.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to delete you, dude. Even though you told me you could delete, no, you can choose to leave, but I'm not going to do it. But if you're going to say like, oh, he made one comment or said something about, oh, I must be drinking or drunk. That did trigger me.
Yeah.
I'll just be, that triggered me.
And I can understand why.
Yeah, because this was somebody that knew my story.
That's
and somebody that, I had managed money for his family, back in the day. And I'm like,
so that was a personal jab then.
Yeah, like, no, motherfucker. I've been sober. It'll be 16 years. And, look, when you come at me, I am going to say some shit that I normally wouldn't say.
So be prepared.
Yeah. And I tried to hold back and he wanted to hear it anyways. Like, I said, like, you're undisciplined, dude. You've been undisciplined the whole time I've known you. Oh, what does that mean? I don't know. You need a mirror? Now that I tell you need a mirror, do I have to go further? You want me to really say? Because you've been overweight and undisciplined the whole time I've known you and made feeble attempts. And you and Oprah aren't big boned. Or not Oprah, I'm sorry. Whoopi.
Yeah.
You and Whoopi are not big boned. We have definitely seen improvement, and we can't thank you enough for that. We're going to keep going. And what we need, 2 things. Share the show, send it to a friend, get a friend to hit the subscribe button. Especially if you're watching the show and not just subscribed. And even if this particular episode is not, this is definitely was one of those episodes for me where maybe it'll be better when I listen to it back. Trying to piece that all together, but it was still fun and I enjoy doing it. And I thank the 10 people that let me do it. So share the show, hit the subscribe button. I'm the fucking guy.
Yeah.
Like, And you could call me, you could say I'm mean and I was fat shaming him, but I don't randomly do that to people.
Yeah, you don't go out and choose to say,
But if you, like, I will use real, true stuff, and it won't be nice. And, like, yeah,
You didn't take it very well?
I don't know. I really didn't care.
Fair.
But, again, it was a couple people that, like, you only come around
once or twice a year just to say some dumb shit.
Yeah. That's like, so really, I give two fucks,
That's
about it. Like, I'm good. Because I'm trying to, I mean, that's one of the things I'm trying to do is engage, because real engagement helps promote the accounts and stuff to grow. Now, where I've had my most success, as you know, was my TikTok.
Yes.
That I got over 15,000, and then I got banned. And there's one account on there now. I think it's DR Hull something. I don't know. But anyways, that's pretending to be me and messaging people and saying that they're me. And it's really, really frustrating because a number of people have messaged me about it. And I had already reported the guy, and not only reported him, but then I blocked him, so that he couldn't go through my list of followers now to try to message him. And then what some people think is that I have more than one account. Oh, this is Troy, just
getting on a separate account,
different account messaging me. But most people are smart enough to check, because they know if they've talked to me before that it doesn't sound like me in text. You know what I mean? Like, Troy don't talk like that. I know that, right? Yeah, Troy don't talk like that. So, yeah, or use Telegram, and the different things like that. But again, it's so funny because that account has videos that were on my banned account that I don't have access to, right? Because I don't have access to my old account. But he had put them on his account back when he created it back when I still had that account. Yeah. So that's okay by TikTok. That kind of stuff is frustrating. And it's taken a while to build it back up from scratch.
Yeah.
And maybe there's some other things I could do, like do some lives that would help. And I need to do that. Damn, dude.
It's a lot.
People have no idea how much I'm grinding. Like, really seriously. I know on social media sometimes, like, I'm just having fun.
Yeah.
But really, Dawn and I have super boring lives. We have really good boring lives, if that makes sense. We do the things we like to do. But those aren't to
an outside perspective, it's not a very, like,
we're not going and, we go cool places. Yeah. We go to cool events, concerts, games. We eat great. I mean, when we were at the gym the other day, one of the women that we talked to, or her and her husband that we talked to, we were just talking to her, and we're talking about New Year's, and they were trying to come up with something New Year's. So I invited them, like, if you and your husband, if you want to, like, I can change the reservation,
okay,
and you can come with us. And I don't know if they will or not. But she said her daughter went to Nobu, but she had never been to Nobu. But and I also mentioned, and it was Christmas Eve day that we were at the gym, and I said, look, tonight we're going to the Luna by Giada, the Italian restaurant that's so good that we like, that's been open less than a year, super hot, cool place to go. And then Saturday, I got us reservation. She goes, well, what's Saturday? I said, it's just Saturday. That's all. It's just Saturday. It's just Saturday. I mentioned Saturday after I mentioned New Year's.
Okay.
And the Nobu thing. And then I said, well, if you're more steak people, I mean, and you get steak at Nobu. Mm-hmm. But if you're not into $25 a piece appetizers, you could join us at Bourbon Steak. Not Bourbon and Bones, bourbon steak, which is easily in my top 5 now.
I was about to say, over these few months, you've definitely been creeping up that list.
So good. So good. And I just wanted to eat there. That's why it was Saturday. Like we had to. So we're going, and then she asked me, like what our bill normally was. And I said, for 2 people, it typically with tip, it's between like $400, $600. And we're going, well, that was Tuesday night, Saturday night, and then is New Year's Monday?
I believe so.
It's either Monday or Tuesday, right? But that's what we do. That's what we, spend our money on.
Yeah, I mean that's what you like.
That's what we like to do, and we're not, and we spend it on food.
On a Wednesday, by the way.
That's New Year's Day, so it's on a Tuesday.
Tuesday, yes.
Tuesday. So Tuesday. That's what I thought. That makes sense because Christmas Eve. That makes sense. But in a week, 3, for some people they might do that once a month. I get it, And I'll even pay for dinner. You come along, I'll pay for dinner probably. That's probably, but that's not the. That's just like it's just what we.
It's a normal thing, yeah.
It's just what you do. It's just a normal thing, but outside of that, like to me, like it's we do what we like to do.
Yeah.
And it's go to the gym. Like we're not happy. I'm not happy that I couldn't go today. Now, I did have an EOS membership and I don't anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that was 24 hours, but I don't think they're not open. I want a 24-hour membership. Now, Dawn just got us a new membership at Lifetime.
Okay. Yeah, I've been at Lifetime.
I haven't been there yet. I just sent her to get it. Yeah, she seemed to like, and they're building a new one closer to us.
Really?
They're building a new one in Queen Creek.
In Queen Creek?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I actually missed that. That's like one of my main gyms when I first started.
But I don't know what their shit is either. Like I don't know if they're 24 hours. But I want
some locations.
Like I'm probably gonna go to Anytime Fitness.
That's the one I love.
Or a Snap. I had a Snap Fitness membership before
I'm not too familiar with that one.
Snap Fitness is similar to Anytime Fitness, but it's a little smaller chain. Maybe it was the smaller and less equipment and stuff. They have all the equipment. They're just not going to have multiple
of the same
thing. They're not going to have 5 squat racks or whatever. So I think Anytime Fitness probably has a greater number of machines and benches and that kind of stuff. But something I can use a key card or, my thumbprint or whatever to go anytime I want to go, even if it's unstaffed. That's what I want.
That's why I like Anytime Fitness. That I used to go like at 2 a.m. a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like one of my best places to go was Anytime because it was always pretty empty.
Well, I like
really good equipment.
Yeah, and I like that just in case sometimes, like I've been struggling to sleep.
So exactly,
I just like, and I don't like to waste time. And to me, not being able to sleep or just like I'm doing nothing. I gotta be doing something.
You're wasting your time in some way, shape, or form is what you think. Yeah. No, I get you. I'm the same way, brother.
I'm a freak about that.
I'm the same way.
Stuff and because there's so much that I want to do, and especially I've shared that with everyone about my age and just how I feel and what I want to accomplish and do. And it's really changed me over the last year. Like I really, I've always hated it, wasting time, but it's gone to a whole new level of how I interact with people, what people I let in my life, what people I like remove from my life, and they may not even know. I just step away,
Take
you
a
just
few
don't make
steps
that call or whatever it is. And I think that's important. I don't think people do that enough.
I agree.
People don't ever. I mean, I know I didn't, especially when I was younger. I never thought about, maybe once a year it would be good that even if it's somebody you only see occasionally, if they're not really contributing to your life in a positive way, or when you do see them, it's not a good interaction, to just make that 0.
Yeah.
I don't think people do that enough.
I agree with that. I think that's like one of the number one things you can do for yourself is step outside and look at it from a third person perspective and go, is there any, and not to like, because I've had this conversation with friends, right? It's like, oh, the only reason you have like friends and stuff like that is because of the benefit they provide you, right?
Right.
So like try not seeing it from a third person perspective, not necessarily like, oh, do they benefit me in shit, this, or that, but like, is it going to affect my life in any way, shape, or form, like negatively, positively, no matter how, like what benefit they do provide me? Like it's always good to step a third person perspective and be like, this probably isn't the best for my lifestyle and stuff like that.
Nothing has more value to me than my time.
Exactly.
The number one thing. So if that time with them is not providing value, and I don't mean that they have to be doing something for me. I mean, it's like me being around, and I miss my friend Tino a ton, and we talk, and, he's going to be coming out here at some point. But he became part of my 5, and he, was somebody that he's a very good chef, like a chef.
Hell yeah.
And he owns a restaurant, and he also owns a State Farm agency.
Okay, wow.
So like he hustles, he works.
I respect
what I mean?
Yeah, I
like,
respect that.
So I like having people like that in my life. And I just heard Alex Hormozy say this, that sometimes the people in your life that do benefit you, or in his case, that benefit him, are people that maybe it isn't that frequent as maybe you would like, but it's because they're busy too.
Exactly.
You're both busy, but I would rather have that person. You know what I mean?
No, I totally get that.
Because it's mindset.
It motivates
it's all
you
mindset.
To get there. Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
It's all mindset. And somebody that built it and had nothing, and, went through all the struggles, that we can share that kind of stuff, and personal stuff as well. So I didn't know I was going to go down this, but we're going to stick with this. So I made a post. Why don't you do this? Pull up my,
that is dope. That is not the, I know Dawn said that she got to wear that outfit. That is not the outfit I expected. That's a dope looking outfit.
Dude, like, I don't even know how to, look at how many reactions we got already. I mean, it's because like, wow. She's as hot as fuck in that outfit.
It's a good outfit. I'll tell you that. That's a good
it's
outfit.
Okay. You can say it. Like for 55, man, she is killing it right now. Like it's yeah. I'm pretty happy. Yeah, she is killing it.
Oh, that's so dope. That is dope. I love that. I love that for you. I love that for you. That is dope.
And I don't know if you can do it. Can you go to like see the home?
Like your homepage?
Not my home. Like, oh no, my feed. Can you see my feed?
Yeah.
All right. Not the stuff I post, the stuff I would see on my phone if I'm looking at other people's stuff. All right, we found it. And here it is. So people post their watches, and I posted mine. I didn't post all of them by any means. And you know what? I do want to mention this.
What's up?
That I absolutely still hate. As much as I love my iPhone, and I do, I absolutely hate the camera. I hate that the people that have the other phones, the droids, that their cameras are better.
Yeah.
Because the pictures and the coloring of these watches is dog shit. It does not do them justice.
It's because, funny enough, Apple doesn't set the settings for pictures very well. Like,
so it can be fixed? You can fix them? Okay, that would be great. Because I hate when I'm at a concert and I'm recording and the motherfucker standing in front of me
like 4K.
Has the crispest motherfucking video I've ever seen, and mine looks like shit.
Yeah, I don't know
why.
My
$1,000 phone looks like shit.
I don't know why Apple does that, but yeah, I think it's to enhance other things, but whatever.
So this is a watch winder I have, and this has, my 6 Rolexes, which is what I have now is 6 Rolexes. And then I have 3 Breitlings and 2 Tudors.
Okay.
And I have a tag. My Omega I had years ago. I don't know where that is. But anyways, I haven't been in this group long, but I saw like people would question some people about whether their Rolexes and shit were real.
Okay.
Okay. So here's what I did in my post. Look at the 6 other pictures there.
The prices, yeah.
Well, yeah. So, and then somebody messaged me like they can see my address. I don't think you can see a little bit. You can't see the whole thing. I don't think so. Right? I can't see the whole thing. And the other thing is, that's not my current address.
Oh, gotcha.
That's when same neighborhood, but not same,
same
neighborhood.
No, I get you.
So somebody's, you might want to do no. So the whole reason that I included 2 receipts like this was just so that there would be no question
of whether
that they're real. Okay. 0 anything else. And also it gave a little shout out to Anthony. And if you look in the responses that people made, you can see, there you go. Anthony Vasquez is the best. I've bought and sold many Rolex through him. A lot of people, I've met Anthony, like probably 6 or more people
actually know
that I didn't know that I'm in this group with knew who Anthony was. That's how really good he's doing, how he's becoming known across the country as a top watch dealer. And I love that for him. But they knew that. But a couple people came after me because it was weird that I posted the
receipts.
The receipts.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you wouldn't have done it, dude. Does that makes it weird because you wouldn't have done it? Here's the reason I did it. And it just goes to show, like, somebody hating, for no reason at all, other than they're
just hating to hate.
They're just hating to hate. Just hating to hate.
Even the people in the comment sections, I've been reading a few of them. They're all there's a few that are like, oh, like, why do you got to do this? But everyone's like, I mean,
mostly,
you're shouting out who you got it from. You're showing the watches. Like everyone here, a majority of the people are saying.
I've already gotten like at least three or four people that I've picked up in the group, that have been added either as followers or, on the friends list, to my Facebook. And we have something in common, right?
Yeah.
And some of these guys, it's cars or whatever it is, but, develop. Dude, that's how I've built my business with social media over the years.
I mean, yeah.
I play the long game. So I'm willing to do this, that eventually somebody from this group, is going to be on my friends list.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to see some of my other content now.
Yep.
And they're going to see me talking about testosterone, or they're going to like what I say, a clip from the podcast or whatever too. Yeah. So I might get another podcast listener and stuff like that, or build some relationship so I can say, hey, would you hit the subscribe button? I'm literally going after people one by one.
Yeah.
One by one.
You're doing a great job at it, to be honest with you. I mean, the channel growth, I know it's not a huge growth, but the channel growth within the last month has been very, very nice.
But it's me grinding it out.
It is.
One person at a time.
Oh yeah.
And now I know that all of the people that I asked to do that are not going to listen to the show. I know that.
We don't need them to listen to it.
No, but
hit the subscribe,
but it's
share
cool.
It a little bit.
But I'm just saying, but a number of them have that did because they like podcasts and they're like, hey, I checked it out. I really like it. I've gotten good responses like that too. So it's just good. And anyways, so I did that, and I did it on purpose and showed that. But this one dude, I think he deleted himself. The comments aren't even there anymore. And it's so funny that somebody will want to be such a dick. And then almost all the time, I would say 90% of people, I'm surprised how many people keep so much of their stuff private. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they don't have job listed. You're afraid to tell people what you do? Like, what's the purpose of that? Or I guess I'm just not afraid of what is somebody's going to use this information against me. How? What are you
I
gonna
don't know.
do?
I mean, from my side, because
Yeah,
I've
no.
always
If you have a take,
I've always been like someone that doesn't like to put too much out there because I know there is people that can get pretty weird about certain things. I don't know. I don't know if that's just, but my mindset was this from like high school, right? Like, because you see a lot of different people and like
hmm
this and that. Now that I'm definitely older, I mean, I don't see any reason why to like hide like some information. I'm too lazy to fill out a lot of that stuff, so that's primarily why I don't have a lot of my stuff kind of like
well,
filled out. But for the most
I'm
part,
surprised if somebody has a business though that
and
you're
they have
doing
things
that.
private. Oh no, yeah, that's weird.
Because, like, what's the purpose of that, dude?
Exactly,
You're
you're
missing
hiding your
out.
business. Yeah.
And my whole point is you don't have to have these enormous numbers.
No.
Like, I have done what I feel like what I've done,
hmm
and I do want bigger numbers, don't get me wrong.
No, yeah, we'll get there.
But I feel like I've done or been able to create income from numbers that are nowhere near what some of these people have. And it's pretty good deal.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Pretty good deal. We're doing pretty good as far as the income goes. We want to do better, but you're just missing the boat. And so, like, he didn't have much on there, but then I think he did have his wife on there. Oh, I know what he was doing. He was attacking Dawn. Oh yeah, yeah.
That's a big no-no.
Oh yeah. Well, they do that because
They can't go after you, so they try to go after someone else that's close to you of some sort.
because she's fit and muscular.
They're jealous.
Now, she is not like the big, and I don't have any problem with women that want to do that and that's their thing.
Okay.
And they'll find men who like that. That's not, like, again, I respect the work.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I
I
get what you're
respect the
saying.
work. I don't, and I'm talking the ones who are muscular like men.
Yeah.
Now, I am jealous of Dawn's calves.
Yes.
That won't change. But you could see in the picture that like you would put up, she doesn't have no dude, her arms aren't bigger than mine. Yeah, the arms are not, yeah. It was just in the post. Yeah, you can see she has great arms and great shoulders.
Yeah.
And better than average shoulders, actually. If she wanted, she probably has the genetics that if she wanted to take it to another level and was 30, she could do that. But that's not what she likes. She likes being feminine, Like, look, dude. So wearing this that day, when we weren't together, because I didn't bring she got proposed to twice at the gas station.
At the gas station.
At the gas station. She went into the gas station. I wasn't with her. And she had two people that said that I want to marry you. That's how they didn't say hi. They said, I want to marry you.
Just get straight to the point.
So I ended up, So I ended up using that I ended up giving her one of her Christmas presents early. I think I better give her a Christmas present like that. But yeah, I mean, it's just stupid. You're attacking her and trying to make dude references. There's no Adam's apple there, dude. No matter how much you want to imagine one in your head. Yeah. Okay.
No, people will make
she's
up
not,
any dumb thing.
She's not a male woman. Okay. She's just a woman. She doesn't have a dick between her legs, and she doesn't have there wasn't a dick that she got rid of. Okay. Yeah. It's not happening. She's just fit. Yeah. Like, and if that's a problem for you, you don't like that, say whatever you want about me. But so when somebody crosses the line like that, then I'm gonna
they better get prepared.
Yeah. And so I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, even as kid.
Hey,
yeah. Like, I'm sorry, you already did it, man.
First, man.
Like, I want to know, is because it was the kid's haircut. It was a family picture or something. I posted it. It's like, is your kid transgender, or is he just pretending he's a Viking? Because he, the bald on the side, just the hair on the top of the long and the ponytail.
Gotcha.
But if you'd see the picture, you'd see that was funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm trying to find it. It's not going to be good.
You.
But then you can't find it because then he went back and forth a whole bunch of times and then deleted it. It was gone the next morning. Oh, it's gone. Oh,
it must have never happened.
Yeah, good for you. But it's just so stupid.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And people wonder, why do I even entertain that? It's just, you know what? I can't not push back against. It's just my makeup.
Yeah, no, I get you.
And it's not something I want to change. It just isn't. I'm just going to say if it is. It's not something I want to change. I will always do that. I will bully a bully, and I am great at it.
That's very true. From the examples I've seen over the few months, that is very true.
Most people know better. That's what's so stupid sometimes, like on my page. That's people pay attention to my page sometimes just for that purpose.
Oh yeah,
just because they'll see a comment, they're like,
entertainment.
I'm gonna get some popcorn. This is gonna be good. Troy, you gonna let that go? Yeah,
I gotta love that.
Yeah, but the one thing you could tell about that picture though, that I am kind of happy with is I'm getting my form back to pre-COVID form.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I told you,
I still have a little bit to go around the waist a little bit more, but the size and being healthier.
Oh man,
absolutely.
Yes, I mean, but the stomach area is always the hardest part. We all know.
No, but I've had it and I can get it.
Yeah, I know that for sure.
Can get it.
Knowing your mentality and your way of being, just give it a little bit of time. We'll get there.
Yeah. So it's just weird how, like, why would somebody find it necessary to be a dick over a receipt?
There's someone will always find a reason to complain about
I'm trying to understand people's thinking with that because I want to understand it in the other context of Trump and Elon Musk.
Okay.
And how crazy that shit's getting with what they're saying. And it's amazing how the left has said so much about January 6th and election fraud.
Yeah.
And they're all claiming that now.
Months after that.
And they're talking about, they're also talking about that somehow they believe that the election is not going to be certified. They're almost promoting a riot, like I said before, or some kind of action, like that. And it's like, did you just attack Republicans for that? Like, and now you think that's okay or what should be done? And I'm talking a lot. They're just off the charts.
I've seen I've seen so many different, like I mentioned to you, like everyone's thinking Elon Musk is the person running the country for some reason, and you got all these different things. I don't know if you saw like that lady getting caught on fire in the bus.
I saw.
And like
I thought it was a train.
Or sorry,
subway.
Train. Yes. But every little thing that's happening around the world right now, it's all getting pushed into because Trump won or because Trump is electing these people, and people are like, people are finding any small little reason to turn it around because Trump won the election and the people that he's putting into office and stuff like that. Like he's just, I don't understand. I really don't understand it. People are finding any small little excuse to be like, oh, Republicans.
Okay, but the person that was an illegal, right? That set the woman on fire, and the woman was homeless. Is that right?
I don't know if
I thought it was a homeless woman that was set on fire. And then I saw a picture there was a picture going around of a cop
walking past it
while the
dude is fanning her.
and just walking past it.
Yeah, did absolutely nothing. That I did see.
That was weird, man.
There's been a lot of like controversy coming up about that video because there's just so many things that are like out of place. Like a lot of things just don't make sense. Like all the cops doing absolutely nothing. The dude is sitting there fanning the lady with the shirt, and no one's doing anything at all. Everyone's just recording him, and like it's just like a lot of weird stuff going on. And then
that was the headline. It was in the flame, fanning the flames.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
What the fuck is wrong with somebody to set somebody on fire, dude?
I don't know. Like, and especially in a public place like the subway, where there's thousands of people just fucking like there, like.
But Daniel Penny was a bad dude for taking on someone like that that wanted to hurt other people in the subway.
That's interesting now that you say that. I didn't think about that. Was there a backlash of that, and so therefore the people aren't acting on top of that?
Well, people, there's people that
like
he was unarmed. This is a dude. Remember, we looked at his rap sheet. He broke an old woman's jaw or something. Remember?
Yeah.
It was like this guy was not a good guy. He had been arrested like 44 times. It was crazy shit, man. And threatening people
I didn't think about that. I really didn't take that into, because that also happened in New York, right?
Yeah, on the subway.
That's crazy. Because I also saw like a statistic that in the subways, like fatalities have gone up by like 80% or something.
How about you have the governor of fucking New York saying how safe the subway is,
and then that happened.
Dude, it's no different than them telling us the border isn't open. As you literally watch them cross the border, but the border is not open. We don't believe you. This is why we don't believe you.
No, and it's getting so bad too. It is like, it's
all people want. I'll tell you what people want. This was kind of cool. This is sports.
Okay.
But I'm going to tie it in.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to weave this in like Trump would do. I think 2 days ago, it was Wembanyama. And there was I forget who they were playing. I think it was maybe the 76ers too, where a 76ers player was ejected from the game. All right. And then after they watched the video or watched replay, the guy had already walked off the court, whoever they kicked out.
Before
they brought him back
just to kick him out.
No, because they were wrong.
Oh, okay.
And the dude didn't hit Wembanyama. Wembanyama flopped like the huge biggest flopped. And then I think they gave him a technical foul for flopping. Yeah, right there it is up at the top. Andre Drummond. Just great. But here's the cool part though.
Okay.
That you never see happening. The referee that did it and made the call.
He didn't apologize, did he?
No, she was a woman.
Okay.
And she literally took, they have video of it where you can hear it, that she told the coach, I fucked up.
Wow. Taking responsibility?
Yes. Dude, do you know how I have so much respect for that?
Yeah.
Because that never happens.
In any sport.
In any sport.
No one apologizes for
never
fucking
happens.
Up in any sport. Yeah, that's
never happened.
I gotta applaud that, honestly, because that's
right.
That is super respectful.
That's what we want.
Accountability.
People, especially politicians, don't want to admit anything because they're afraid of how the other side is going to use it against them, and they may. But I'm going to tell you that when you talk to the American public, and you can talk to them directly now, it doesn't have to go through anyone. You know, you got to understand, back in Lincoln's time, that couldn't happen. He couldn't directly talk to people unless he had a stump speech that you actually came and showed up to.
Yeah.
Okay, but other things that he wanted to get out, he had to pass it through the paper. It might take a week to get a message out or 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
You can even bypass the media and just post the shit yourself now.
Yeah.
And let the media respond to that. But they're not in control anymore. So trust the people that you supposedly care about and that put you in office, and just say, you know what? I was actually the sponsor of this bill, and I thought we would get XYZ result, and that hasn't been happening. I don't think we have to. Now, maybe we need to scrap the whole thing, and you just say that.
Yeah.
Or maybe you say, the intentions were good. The results are not what we want, despite the intentions, but I don't think we have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. It can be fixed.
Yeah.
We can tweak this and see if we can make it better. And this is how I suggest that we do that. That's what we want. We just want the honesty. Just be forthcoming. None of us are perfect. We don't expect you to be perfect.
Yeah.
But stop the fucking lying to us over and over and over again. Now, I don't know if you followed this, because this would be a little deeper for you to follow than you normally would, but you're getting into it.
I am getting into it, that's for sure.
So the government was going to shut down because it was going to run out of money.
Yes.
Okay.
That
So
bill
they have to make some kind of agreement that's either long-term or short-term to keep it from shutting down for a few months or a year or whatever they decide, right?
Yeah.
In this case, they decided short-term. That the long-term stuff they were going to do with the next Congress.
No one
because
liked it.
Right, I'll get to that.
Sorry.
But the next Congress, because people voted.
Yeah.
And the people they voted for should be the ones directing which direction this goes.
Yeah.
Not the people leaving. And Republicans and Democrats came together in a bipartisan fashion to be shitheads and spend a shit ton of money, because both parties do that. Now, one may do it a little bit more than the other. Okay. They both spend like drunken sailors. Now, on the one case, it might be a drunken sailor who drinks a half gallon, and the other one who,
barely got some sips.
Drinks, just a fifth.
Yeah.
Okay. But they're both drunk, and it's not good. That original bill, and then what happened was Musk and then Trump came out against it. And so the good thing is people fell in line on the Republican side.
Yes, they
and
did.
Said, Trump doesn't like it, we're not voting for it. But it went from a 1,500-page bill that nobody was going to get to read.
No.
1,500 pages. To 150. The bill that got passed was 150 pages, dude.
Yeah. No, I remember seeing that.
150 versus 1,500.
It's a slight difference. Just a few zeros.
But then you want to attack people. Oh, child cancer research. There's still child cancer research getting done. Don't act like there was no child cancer research and this was going to fund it for the first time. Like the things that they say are so motherfucking stupid.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
And then when they came out, a number of them have come out and pointed out, what kind of pork was passed in the last year.
Oh.
And you look at some of this stuff, you're like, what the fuck? And it's anywhere from 10 to 30,000 to millions.
Yeah.
To millions.
Because I know they were like, I remember seeing one thing about like they were gonna give like 30 bill or something like that to like military funding or something like that.
For the Sesame Street thing?
Might have been something like that. Yeah, something
Some
really
Sesame
ridiculous.
Street
Something
show
ridiculous.
overseas. It was like 20, 30 million.
It was ridiculous.
Dude, it's like, why would we do that?
Yeah.
And that's the whole point. And that people are actually getting on board with the Dodge thing.
Yeah.
On the Democrat side.
Yeah.
That want to do the right thing.
Yep.
Look, how about we just do the right thing? And how about you contribute? The one thing I don't know, whether or not Trump really wanted the debt ceiling eliminated for a couple of years. I know that it said that he wanted that.
That's what people were saying. Yeah.
And I know that he publicly stated that. But in the end, he got everything but that. So to me, I'm thinking maybe he said that on purpose so that you're kind of, when they reject that part of it, but then pass the rest of it.
You're like, oh, he didn't get what he wanted.
Yes. That he's given them this little win and they don't even know that he's giving it to him because he didn't really want it. Because my question is this.
Okay.
And I don't know the numbers.
Okay.
And we'd have to know the numbers. Does the debt ceiling need to be raised because of the interest that we owe on the debt? And that's what's going to balloon it out. And the reason we're going to hit the ceiling, okay? Because as I understand what Trump wants to do and Elon Musk and Vivek are trying to do, something we haven't even used the words lately, and that would be a balanced budget.
Balanced.
Okay. Where there's no deficit.
Yeah.
Now, if you actually research this, what you're going to find is, I believe it was 1992.
Okay.
Was the last time that we did not have a budget deficit. So we have the debt and we have a deficit. They're two different things.
Yeah.
The budget deficit is annual. So it would be like if y'all have a $10,000 of debt on your credit card and you're making minimum payment and stuff, and but again, if you're making the minimum payment, your balance is going to keep growing because the interest is going to be higher than what you're paying on it, right?
Yep.
But then it would be like you add, not only do you not get the principal down in a year, you actually add to it by borrowing another $2,000.
Yep.
That's your budget deficit. But I think if we actually get to a balanced budget, that even with the debt and interest we owe growing, we would, if we're not adding to the budget deficit, if we're not adding to the whole thing, by, okay, and I'm going to use round numbers for everybody.
Yeah.
So we have 3 trillion coming in and 4 trillion going out.
Yep.
So our deficit grows from 34 trillion to 35 trillion because we spent $1 trillion more than we had coming in.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking, why do we even need to raise the ceiling if we're going to make all these cuts we're talking about? Isn't that going to be enough so that we're not adding to it anymore and even decreasing the overall debt? You see what I mean?
No, I see.
I don't know all the numbers. I haven't run the numbers.
No, I totally get what you're saying, though.
So I don't. Maybe that even though we're doing that, we still need to raise the debt ceiling or get rid of it, whichever one they choose to do. Maybe we need, or maybe we don't at all. Maybe it's like I said, Trump was trying to give them the little thing. Oh, we stopped Trump on this. But he got what he wanted.
Yeah.
And there's money in there still for, there was 2 things that I thought were important. I won't say that. There's one thing to me that was important, and that was taking care of Americans that were affected by the hurricane.
Yes. Yeah.
That was super important. And I think the other thing they took care of too, and this is a tough one. It's super, super hard. I don't know. It's almost like Social Security. Like you can't even talk about Social Security. And that's farmers.
I think we need to focus on farmers. Like, in my opinion, that's
dude.
I mean, that's so important.
It is.
It's so important.
But why do they get treated special? Why do they need to be subsidized? If they're not running, okay, are we paying people and subsidizing them to plant corn? You know, a lot of the corn is for one thing, ethanol.
Oh, yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, that's why they do it, dude.
Yeah. Good old corn fuel.
And there's a lot of power in that lobby and with the senators that represent those states. And I know all about it because that's where, you know, we grow a lot of corn in Ohio.
Yeah.
I get it. I know. But it's hard. It just is hard.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you can't protect all farmers when there's a bad year. You know,
Yeah.
They have to learn how to protect themselves. And, you know, I get it, the whole small farm versus big corporate farm thing. You know, I get it. I really, really do, because it's part of my background growing up.
Like growing up, yeah.
But also from the financial perspective.
I get you.
You know what I mean?
I get you. Yeah.
I'm not saying we don't do anything for them, but I'm also saying that it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of money.
There's a lot of steps to it. A lot of like different, like, no, I get exactly.
Just like I want to fund the military.
Yeah.
And I want them to have the best equipment, and I want to do but I also want to eliminate the waste there and eliminate what we're spending like for Ukraine and the war and that kind of stuff.
So is all that categorized under military?
Yeah. See, because I want to take care of our men and women serving.
Yes.
And I'm okay spending the money there.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with some equipment or munitions and things we need to do or things we need to replace for us.
Yes.
For us.
I didn't realize they categorized it under the same.
And I'm all right selling it.
Yeah.
But we should sell it
for a profit.
Yeah. We shouldn't be giving another country money to buy it off of us. No, they should use their own motherfucking money.
How do you run a business like that?
That's how we're running it.
That's crazy. I think that's crazy.
Yeah, but
we
that's what we're doing.
Give them money for them to buy our weapons at a loss.
Well, loss for the government.
For the government, yeah. That is so.
But that's how that's how both sides, that's the bad corporate, that's the bad crony capitalism I talked about. So that's the bad capitalism. That's the them rewarding their friends, or
is that what it
you
is?
know,
like
General Dynamics is in their district.
Gotcha.
And they're taking care of General Dynamics, and then where is General Dynamics gonna put their money? Who are they gonna back for an election?
Gotcha.
See what I mean?
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, they're giving away government money so that their friend will give them $1 million for their reelection. You see what I mean? And we're talking billions.
Yeah, that's crazy. So we lose all that money just for a vote, for a little bit of funding.
They do that. Yeah,
that is so stupid,
dude.
man.
That's worldwide
so
corruption. We do that, but people are tired of it.
And it's shown
but that just shows you what we're up against and how hard it is to change this, and how hard it is going to be for Trump to change it.
Yeah, honestly though,
it's hard.
Yeah, because it's not just him.
There's he's not even. We're still 3 weeks. 3 weeks because it's January 20th.
Yep.
So we're still 3 weeks and a couple of days away from inauguration. And you got these leftist liberals. Trump has already broken his promise. He was going to make groceries cheaper, and now he's backing off. All he said was it's going to be hard to lower grocery prices. But there is a way that it will get done, and that all prices will come down, and something he will do about it, and I'm 100% sure, and that's energy costs. When energy costs come down, when it cost less to ship those eggs from the farm to the grocer, costs come down.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
It's honestly simple math.
Yes. You know, and the feed, when the farmer doesn't have to pay as much for fuel,
Yep.
the cost will come down.
Yeah.
But it's going to take a minute for that to all work through the system. But that's how it's going to happen. And that's the best way, besides a tax cut, the best way that you can help people financially without sending them a check, which I'm totally opposed to. I was opposed to all the COVID checks. I was opposed to all the checks that Trump sent out. Totally opposed to it. But that's how you do it. Is through energy.
Yeah.
You know, cheaper electric to, you know, the electric in your house, the heat in your house, the air conditioning, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody's bill goes from an average of $400 a month to $300 a month throughout the year, that's an extra $1,200 for somebody who's middle class or lower middle class.
Can be a lot.
That $1,200 matters, man.
Yeah,
it does.
100%.
And I get it. It does matter, but that's the best way to.
It makes sense. I mean, if you're wasting less money on doing everything, unless but that's just up to the person, right? Like whether or not they want their margins to be a little bit bigger or not. But like for the most part, it benefits everyone to sell at a cheaper price because then you're buying more. So then overall, you'd be getting more. Yeah, no, it all makes sense. To me at least, I don't know.
Yeah, no, that is how it works. When the costs were cheaper, then that's money that somebody can go on small vacation. You know, they can rent a Verbo, take the family to the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can. They can do that. Which creates more economic activity.
Yep.
So that's all positive, all good stuff. But the fact that people are already attacking Trump over the economy when he's not even fucking president yet, shut the fuck up. That's just my answer to them on X.
Yeah.
And I love that because I can say whatever I want, but just shut the fuck up.
Honestly,
he's not president yet.
Let him actually get into office first before you start saying all this dumb shit. Yeah, no.
It's insane.
Oh man.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What else did because this is not anything I had written down, man.
I'm glad we got to talk about that though, because that's all we've been seeing on like social media and stuff like that is people just complaining about this and that and that and this, and then the whole bill thing came up like the past few days. That was like a really big thing. Everyone was on top of.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah. So no, I'm glad we went over that because I did see quite a bit of it. I just didn't get to really deep dive into it. So on my end, I enjoyed us talking about that.
Well, good, because I think that helps. You do help me in that way. Be able to break it down for someone that's not their thing.
Yeah,
that's
they don't fully understand that.
It's not that it's not important to you.
Yeah,
but. Again, most of us are always going to prioritize our personal lives.
100%.
And you should.
100%.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Is your personal life. And I just had a dude getting a little bit of back and forth arguing with me on trying to tell me how bad the economy was and people, and I'm like, now dude. And all of this was too it started out with that we started talking about, and I didn't tie it in or wrap it up, but it was having to do with people, and I said getting rid of people. So you want certain people in your group, right?
Yeah.
And the whole fake Rolex thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't ever have anybody that I'm around. They're never thinking, because it's not. This is the Hulk. I'm wearing the Hulk today.
One of my favorites.
Okay. Green and green.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I put those receipts up too. So people know the shit is real. But the people, I brought it up that one of the benefits of this watch for me that maybe I didn't know until I actually had it.
Okay.
Was it's often a conversation starter.
Hell yeah, it is.
Okay. And it is for me because when I fly, I'm flying first class. And when I fly first class, there's a good chance, and it's happened, that somebody sitting next to me or around me
Yeah.
might also be wearing a Rolex.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I can easily say when we're in line waiting to board the plane, and I was like, then, oh, nice bluesy you got there. And it's like, and we have something, it's easy to bring up a conversation.
Spark up a conversation with it. Yeah.
And that's the kind of person I want to engage with.
Yeah.
And it's just regular engagement. You have to practice that stuff.
Yes.
Engaging with people. So the kind of people that I'm talking to are never questioning whether it's real or not.
Yeah.
And this guy happened to make a comment that, the number one question he gets all the time is it real? And I don't get that question. And my whole point to him was, it depends where you're hanging out.
Yeah.
If you're hanging out with less financially successful people, those people are questioning it because they don't have one and they don't understand how you could.
Yeah. It's not normal for people to have a real Rolex on their wrist.
Because of who they're around.
Yeah, so they always tend to go like,
I'm around more people that either have one or could have one if they wanted one.
Yeah.
That they have the means financially to have it, So that to me is why it's important, and that we all make different choices on things and what we buy and what our motivation is for it. And it may just be that we like it, but there's other factors that
play into that
with me. So like for me with the Corvette.
Okay.
We go out to eat last night, and when we come out into the valet, and it's right there because that's where they park my stuff. They put it in the prime spot every time because I tip well, and I'm giving them a luxury automobile.
Yeah.
That or the Range Rover or whatever. And he said he was just laughing. He goes, "You wouldn't," because they took a picture of Dawn and I by the car.
Okay.
And he was joking. He goes, "You don't know how many people, especially old people, that came out and we're all getting pictures next to
the car."
Yeah. Now, there will be Lamborghinis there, and occasionally Ferrari or something else. But here's, like, I like McLarens.
They're beautiful cars. Oh yeah.
And somebody Dawn knows back in Missouri, he bought a white McLaren.
A white McLaren?
A white one.
Ooh.
Very sharp. Okay. And he did get a Range Rover similar to mine.
Okay.
Because he liked my Range Rover and messaged me and asked me how I liked it. And, he knows I've had a bunch of different cars. I told him how I liked it, and, he got one. But he didn't get a Corvette. He got a McLaren.
Okay.
But when Dawn was going back and forth before she moved here permanently, when she was going back and forth, she mentioned that this guy, got this white Corvette.
Yeah. Because, I mean,
she called his McLaren a Corvette.
Yeah, if you're not a car person,
she is a car person. But she's not necessarily that
fine details.
Yeah, she likes Trans Am. She likes muscle cars and things like that, which is all good. But my whole point is, the Corvette is more recognizable to people and the brand than the McLaren is.
Oh yeah,
the McLaren is clearly, hands down, he's got a better vehicle than me. It's not a competition between them. I'm not saying that, but it's a better
vehicle. Yes,
it's a better supercar
in the vehicle world. Yes.
In the supercar world, there are people that will at least acknowledge that the C8 Corvette is a supercar, but it's referred to as a budget supercar, and it is. And for the money and its performance, it's worth it. But again, but attention, and remember how we brought this up last show?
Yeah,
we live in a attention economy.
Yeah,
and so that's not why I bought that, but that will play a role in the future,
yeah.
of what I buy. do I stick with something like that? And because, and it does get, I knew it would get some attention, but it gets way more attention than I thought it would.
It's nice and red. It pops, man.
But to me, it's the Corvette. It's cool, but to a lot of people,
because you yourself have, because you own the Corvette. You yourself know what the McLaren is like another step above and stuff like that. To the normal person, like even
they don't know.
They don't really know.
They don't know.
If you put a McLaren and a Corvette side by side, a majority of people are just going to be like, oh, that one looks cool. That one doesn't. They're not going to be like, oh, that one has this much horsepower and this much torque and this and that and that and this.
Well, and to some people, it doesn't matter to them. And I totally get that status doesn't matter to people. But again, for things that I'm trying to do in my life and what I want to do and want to make the right connections with certain people and that you need that can help you do the things you want to do.
Yeah.
Okay. This is not a put down. So that people, this is not a put down, but people who haven't done shit, you can't ask them. They can't help you. They can't tell you what you need to do. The people that I need are in this group here.
Yeah.
And these things give me that.
It's an
like
advantage.
I said, remember what I said too, like how I got into investments and financial planning. I went through the hardest door possible.
Went through the window instead.
Yeah. This is like that.
Yeah.
But it's going through the right door. It's the right door that's going to give me the easiest, best opportunity to, because more people are going to know that, just like most people are going to know what a Rolex is versus an AP. And the AP is a great motherfucking watch, dude. It's a great watch. And you're looking at minimum probably at 60 on up, where for 60, you're getting the top end Rolex.
Yeah.
Okay. You're getting a Daytona, or you're getting, it's gold. You're getting the top end one.
Yes.
Right. The AP, that's entry level, man. Entry. But it doesn't, to most, it doesn't convey status.
Yeah.
To
Unless
some
you're
people,
in
because
that
they're
area where
because they don't even know.
Exactly.
Only they.
No, I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I totally get what you're saying.
So that's, man, I said a lot to bring that around to the point. But that was it. But that was my point to these people in this group. Like, you have to be willing to say and admit that one of the reasons on your list, whether it's number 1 or number 5, that you're doing it, because if logos and brands didn't matter,
there wouldn't be logos and brands.
There wouldn't be logos and brands, and we wouldn't be wearing Nikes and talking about Travis Scott's and the shoes and the whole thing.
100%.
It absolutely matters.
It's a huge part of our society now.
I know there's some people that take pride in brands don't matter to me. I just, yeah. And you're not where I want to be either. And that's cool. If that's your thing, that's fine.
And it's the same thing where people say, like, you want to hang out with people that are smarter than you, right? Because you want to hang out with people you want to, like, where you want to be, not necessarily like. So yeah, I totally get what you're saying. It makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah.
Yeah, you think Alex is being all casual in his flannel shirts?
Yeah.
Until you realize and look him up, and they're $200 flannel shirts. That's the difference.
I didn't know that. Be honest with you.
Oh yeah, I've looked. I looked up the brand and everything. I can't tell you off the top of my head now, but I looked one time.
Gotcha. That's what's up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, it's like even subtle things like that, right? Like it's just like off of first glance, it might not seem like it. Like, oh, this is like the most luxurious thing you can get, or like this is like, oh, it's just you got that at Ross or something like that. But you do your research and you realize that although at first glance it's not necessarily something beautiful. It's worth quite a bit more money than you expect. And only the people that understand the brands and where it comes from will understand that at first glance. So yeah, I get what you're saying. It makes a lot of sense.
And you got to do something with the money.
Yeah, honestly though. Yeah.
No offense, you do, and people are going to do whatever. That's the other thing I'm tired of. I'm tired of broke people telling wealthy people what they should do with their money.
Been listening to some Kendrick, don't you?
Tell me again how you don't know how money works. These people, and I know I've said it before, they don't have a vault. It's not sitting in a vault. It's not doing nothing.
Yeah.
people are being employed, jobs are created. When somebody buys a $3 million boat, people that make $3 million boats are employed. And then that boat is going to need a certain amount of regular maintenance.
Yep.
And I trust me that the person that can afford to buy that boat is paying for that maintenance, that $20,000 to $50,000 a year to keep it maintained, which may seem like a lot to you, but it's not, because it's a $3 million boat.
Compared
it's
to
a few $100s versus a $70,000 automobile. You're paying a few $100s for fluids and different things. Well, yeah, you're paying $20,000 to $50,000 for the boat because it's $3 million, not $70,000. It's all relative.
Yeah.
But somebody's got to do that work, and they're getting paid. And you don't know. I just, whatever somebody thinks should be done with the money, or that somebody's not paying their fair share, do you want the government to distribute it? Is that really what you want? Like, explain that to me, how you want the government to be making decisions with this person's money instead of that person that created it and made it.
Yeah. That would make a lot of sense, right?
and the wealthy individual that didn't pay taxes for 3 years, in year number 4, paid millions and millions of dollars in taxes. That's just kind of how it works at that level.
Yeah.
At that level. When you're talking about wealth over affluence, affluence is high income. Those people are getting hammered. But the wealthy people already went through that affluent stage and didn't spend it all and reinvested it and have capital gains and losses and businesses. And that's, I just don't, I'm trying to put it in perspective so that we can kind of educate people. And that's one thing I think I do know and understand. Even though I'm not a billionaire, I do know how it works. And I'm not going to hate on anyone. Not a football player's wife who's never done anything and now could make a shit ton of money, with a podcast. I'm not going to, because that would take time away from me focusing on me doing what I need to do to grow this.
Yeah.
And that's her not growing or her growing has zero. Nobody is going to listen or not listen to my podcast because of hers.
Yeah.
Has zero effect on it. Zero. So why would I
spend all that energy
care
and time
about hating on it? Now, is there anything that might be, positive that I could
relate to
maybe
or
see
comment on or
that
something?
might be helpful in some way?
Yeah.
That might be the case, but that's what I would be looking for.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the nugget here and there that I can take away from someone else and see what they're doing and be able to use and implement it. And that's because I do try to help people in ways besides just, and I do it for free, really, where I've helped some people. There was a guy I met in Las Vegas, in a pool in Las Vegas. Okay. And this guy had a successful company.
Okay.
He did driveway paving and stuff like that.
That's a pretty good business,
Yeah. No, and they were making a few $1 million.
They make good money. Oh, yeah.
I mean, his kids had Rolexes on. They had gold chains dripping. He was successful.
Yeah.
So who am I to tell him anything? But he'll tell you that we did talk, and he did say I was right. It's like, dude, you're making 3 and 4, and you should be making 10. And that's because most of the sales came from him. But then he was still working on the jobs. He was still going to the jobs.
So he's putting in extra time.
So
and stuff like that.
dude, you gotta take yourself totally out of that. Trust your crew, trust your kid running the crew. And I think we talked about the number of hours, and it was, 20, 30 hours. And with as successful and good as he was at sales, if he spent an additional 20, 30 hours a week, it wasn't going to double his business. It was going to quadruple his business.
Yeah.
And why would that not be a good thing? It's not just about him making more money. If they get more business, that's more people he's going to need to hire for crews and equipment to buy to do the work, right?
No, I mean, it goes back to all that trickle thing, right? Like, as much as people don't like to do it, it goes back to the trickle thing.
It does.
The more people you hire, the more equipment you have to buy, the more
And I want to be open to that myself. I want to be open to that. But it's coming from somebody else who's also successful. Does that make sense?
I get you.
Yeah, that I want to be open to that. There's somebody telling me that you need to do this or whatever it may be. Same for him. Like, who am I to say that? Well, I have a financial background.
You have an idea of how it works.
And an entrepreneur background that I can do that.
Yeah.
Not everybody could, but we could relate, and so, yeah, that's what I thought of that. Made me think of that. But very cool. But I do want to help people that have their own business sometimes, kind of like Alex does with his advice. I'm not anywhere in his league or ballpark and do that, but there's a certain group I can help, at a certain level. And I do it simply because I enjoy it, because I like sharing with those people. And then it comes back to the social media. Why aren't you doing this? Why are you doing this the old way? Like, this is where it's at now. This is what you got to do to get the money. And it comes from the attention economy, and it comes from, you got to figure out how to make this work on the social media, whatever platform you use or going forward. That there's very few, I don't really know of what business can't benefit from it. I don't care if you're a dentist, you drop concrete, I don't care what business can't benefit growing their business and using social media to do it. I don't know of any.
I couldn't tell you. I mean, maybe some illegal stuff, but other than that, for the most part, no, that is in this day and age, the thing is social media. So it'd be stupid not to involve yourself in that from a business standpoint.
Well, just efficiency, cost-wise, the number of people you can reach, everything is bigger. Everything is bigger.
No, I agree. It'd be stupid not to.
Well, that's what happened with me. I was big locally, and when I took that to social media, and again, that's with small numbers. You're surprised how 5,000, 2,000, 15,000 can increase your business. It's big.
It's pretty dramatic once you actually get down to the numbers. Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely is. And I do like sharing my experience with that it might help someone else, because I want people to succeed
as well.
To succeed too. Yeah, definitely. So how long we been?
We're at 141.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up. But sadly, I got my Steelers hat on. Steelers are in a funk. We took a hit again today, and instead of being in control of their future, they will be in the playoffs.
I was about to say, you guys aren't out of the playoffs, so you.
No, we already made the playoffs.
Yeah.
But now we're not going to be
the top seed or whatever.
No. We would have to, the Ravens would have to take a loss, because when our record was tied, we had the tiebreaker with them. And the tiebreaker after head-to-head, and we were 1-1 against them. So after head-to-head, I think it goes division and then AFC, your record against other AFC teams.
Okay.
We had a better record than they did against AFC teams. That was the tiebreaker. So when the Steelers were 10-5 and the Ravens were 10-5, we were still the division winner.
Okay. I mean, so technically you could still because if the Ravens do lose to the Bengals.
But they have to lose. Yeah. Now we have to root for them to lose.
Yeah.
Where all we had to do is take care of the Steelers, not me, had to take care of their own business. They just had to take care of their own business.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
And then there's nothing, as long as the Steelers won, nothing anyone else could do would take it away from them.
Yeah.
Now, and this is how it's been the last few years. That, we would get to the end and we'd get to the last Sunday and we would be close to getting in the playoffs. Now, we're going to be in the playoffs no matter what, but we'd be close to getting in the playoffs, but it would be somebody else had to lose for us to make it. And this team, like 3 things had to happen. And they sometimes happen, but it's just shitty.
Yeah, no, I get you.
And it did help having Pickens back, but I can't put my finger on it yet. What the problem is, but I will say that as much as I've enjoyed and supported Wilson and what he's done, I thought today maybe at some point Justin could have come in and helped us.
Yeah,
just the style of game and the way things were going and how well we were running the ball, and having a running quarterback would have been a little helpful as well, even though. He took off sometimes. He took 5 sacks and just stupid penalties. 5 sacks. And we score a touchdown. The Steelers score a touchdown that gets called back because of holding. And so instead of having a touchdown, we're like first and goal at the 20. And then you throw an interception into the end zone. Yeah, shit like that.
So it was just one thing after the other.
And it's like we were so close. And we kept being so close, but it would be this mistake or that mistake that just
cost the game.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I mean,
in the moment,
at least you guys are in the playoffs.
We're in the playoffs.
I'm over here.
But see,
waiting for next
if
season.
you're at least if you're the division winner, because only one team gets a bye now.
Oh, okay.
That we would host the playoff game.
Gotcha.
Now, there's a good chance. Now, the Steelers were the first team, were the first ever 6 seed, like the bottom seed, to ever win a Super Bowl.
Really?
And I think then Green Bay did it after Pittsburgh. So there's been 2 teams that going into the playoffs had the lowest seed that then won the Super Bowl. And so Pittsburgh has done that. But that's, again, going the hard way.
Yeah.
When you shouldn't have to. But that is what it is. That's how I spent my spending my time before we did this and making breakfast.
Oh yeah. Oh, now you get to go enjoy some of those tamales.
Yes, I will. And thank you very much. Yeah, that'll be next. That.
I'm glad you enjoyed them because my mom was happy to make them for you. I'm not gonna lie.
It's cool. That makes me feel good. Yeah. All right. So that's it. That's all we have. This is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm Troy Neff, your host. I'm the fucking guy.
Whoa! Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life.